together. Got the wiring done and stuff like that for the 3-phase VFD. The mount's done, so it's done. There's that could stand to be a little tighter there. I'm not going to worry about that too much right now. Anyway, so the fish mouth attachment is also finished, the prototype at least. So I figured I'd kind of run through using it. Basically, I just got done putting the drive pulley back on, and especially with the variable speed, you can start it off really slow and get the belt tracked and everything like that, and then look and see. And that pulley is right in the middle of the belt. Everything, so everything's lined up just the way I want it. Make sure the set screw is tight, and then we're good to go. So, a couple of these things, they probably still need a little tweaking than that, but if you want to do soft back here with no platen in there. I'm only running 1700 RPM, so that's about soft for. That's about what you'd expect to see with just a single phase motor. So, you get, gives you a nice soft round. Let's go ahead and put the start it slow again. Oh, I redid the slot here so that it would push back and not hit under the belt here, okay? But when I put this bar on here to keep everything from rocking, I didn't take into account, and so I'm gonna have to grind that a little bit to get that further back. So, it's not one thing, it's another, right? So that's 1750 or so, single phase speed. And this is the same old belt we've been grinding titanium with and stuff, so. It's just a 1/2-inch bar of steel. So, since I jammed it in there, now I'm not going to tighten that up just yet because, if I remember right, with the smaller pulley on here, it needs to come out some. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling the arm down to, I have a Sharpie mark right there, to where it normally sits in the other configuration, okay? That tells me that that's where the spring preloads. So if I pull this out to that point and then tighten it down, okay, that should get my tension pretty close to where it should be. So I'll start it off a little slower, and yeah, because this attachment tracks way different than the other. So with the table on here, and this is a lot more finicky on tracking. than the other attachments, but so anyway, you now have a small radius grinder. So if you have some inside edge or something like that you want to grind, you know, or you can use it with a fish mouth and put the thing on there and do like we did before. With this, it's not exactly light. And we'll just call that good for what we're doing. I don't know if you can see that or not. They put a nice little round in there. You can put handles like these on down here if you're so inclined. They just start adding to the cost too much to really want to mess with it. So if you want to change the wheel there, then you just there. Take it out, put another one in. Well, I'll go ahead and put it in there. It'll rub the belt a little extra, but that really won't bother it too much. So, oh, I was like, what the heck? Well, it's to try to keep the other piece from being too oh, I'll tell you what, there's definitely some the laser cutting's cool, but it creates a couple of warps and stuff like that that are kind of hard to get out. You know, like the slots and stuff like that. If this ever gets done again, that design is going to get completely changed, so that it is a whole lot smoother. So, you know, because I love the grinder. I think it's cool. I'm just tickled pink we made it. I think it'll really work great. But at the same time, it's got growing pains. So anyway, let's see here. When that pushes all the way back, I think it'll be perfectly square. When I'm touching, oh, it is perfectly square. Wow. Yeah, that's perfectly square. Then if you loosen this up, you should be able to flip it to here. And I haven't checked this yet, so I'm really not too sure yet. Wow. that looks really dang close. I'd have to loosen those up again and push that in, but man, that's 45 degrees. So, yeah, so it's got some versatility. It would, I think, you know, if you're not changing everything around too often, I think it ought to be a lot more fun. If you're constantly having to change stuff, then it'd get annoying with, you know, the dragging and stuff like that, and it probably needs some tweaks. So. Still a workhorse. So I have it programmed for 2700. Got it nice and hot. I don't have an inverter duty motor on here. If I did, we'd be able to run that even faster. Could probably run it faster now, but 2700's fast enough. I think that gets it up around 4,500 surface feet per minute. Something like that maybe. I'd have to figure it all up again. So, I think this one's pretty much done. Now this is the prototype. It's got a couple of pieces from the later one. But that's it for now, I think. One of these days I'll build my grinder, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Next up will be to take this motor off and put the 110 volt one on with the switch and do that, play with that. I took a cutoff wheel and knocked that back about a half an inch. So, okay, there we go. That goes all the way back where it should. The handle just touches there. So you can hear it's not dragging. There's a little bit of stop there. Might need to tweak that just a little bit. I got a little gap at the bottom and no gap at the top. It's not rubbing very hard though, so certainly not going to worry about it today. Now the non-inverter duty motor doesn't like being run at low speeds for too long. They'll start getting hot. But that's down at 83 RPMs. I'm not exactly sure why you'd want to run it that slow, but it'll do it. Alright, that's it.